Victoryland Vineyards is basically a kind of local, more social establishment that's been created out here in the last 5 years. Our point was to give people someplace to go that wasn't a chain restaurant, that wasn't a local bar, just a different atmosphere all in general. And we've done that by creating our own wines, doing kind of our own food menu, and also bringing in local entertainment, which has kind of disappeared in these regions in the last decade.
Being located in a rural community, it's its own little niche thing. We've found that we've had to not look at what the normal research says. Being in, say, a big town like Minneapolis, you can do a lot of variety of things, but you're going to have to do it to a mass market, whereas around here, we have to go according to what people around here want, not just what we want.
What makes us unique to other wineries in the state of Minnesota, we are on a working farm in a rural community. We're adjacent to the vineyard. A lot of wineries, you don't see that. You're either not allowed to go out by it, or you really don't see how they function together in one entity the way they do out here. The bulk of what we do out here is grown here, is processed here, is bottled here. The furthest a bottle of wine travels out here when you drink it is maybe a quarter of a mile. You know, the furthest vine is a quarter of a mile that direction.
So we first started doing the winery, just the tasting room. We expected it to be some great thing that everybody was going to come out and see, and definitely we needed to add more. So we ended up starting with a food trailer. We started really just with some flatbread pizzas, and that evolved into having a full menu and learning, oh, there's a reason why chain restaurants have an evolving menu every so many weeks. You need people to constantly see there's change so they come back and see it again.
We're kind of lucky where we're at. We live very close to local pork production, local beef production, local bison production. So we do a lot of actual bison products out here. Things that you wouldn't see on a normal menu, but they're not out of people's comfort zone. That's kind of the trick, is take a food that's common and make it just uncomfortable enough and then scale it back a little bit.
Entertainment we had to add. It was difficult at first to set up because we really couldn't afford big name bands or anything, so it was really researching and asking around who does little acoustic setups, who wants to come and play. And now we've got an evolving, kind of rotating music schedule as well, and now we probably on a weekly basis get musicians contacting us to come and play, to get their name out. The most challenging part to making wine is the longevity of it. If you have one small thing go wrong, like if the chiller isn't chilling the wine to what it's supposed to be, the yeast will get the wine too hot and an entire batch of wine will be ruined, which has happened. The art of it is definitely fine-tuning everything, and each winemaker has their own combination of things, what they like, whether it's going to be dry wine or sweet wine or which fruit notes you want to hit.
When grapes get ripe, the window of picking is very narrow. When we pick, we try to pick out a full variety in a day to 2 days just to keep consistency year to year. Everything else used to be hand-picked. 3 years ago, my wife and I went up into Ontario and bought a mechanical harvester. which is also a new thing to this region for people to see. It's just a completely foreign machine. What used to take 30 people and a bunch of us trying to regulate those 30 people to stay on task now takes me and 2 other people 30 minutes. What used to take them a day would take us 30 minutes now. We've made mistakes in the past of trying to get the most highest yields we can in one season, and then we see the next 3 seasons totally just bomb out because of that. So now we actually do limit our production. Fruit is, the moment it goes off the vine, you have to hurry up to slow down. You have to get it in and processed as fast as you can to let it sit and age. So that crucial little window is very important. And that's something that we truly try to practice out here, is keeping that product as fresh as possible until we can artificially keep it cold in the building or artificially keep it under control in a tank.
Working with my spouse, it's definitely turned from we had to make it work in the beginning while we were dating to now that we're married. It's absolutely awesome. To start, we didn't work side by side. He was on one side of the room and I was on the other side. We just knew that's what worked for us. And the longer we're married, the more fun it is to work together. Now it's more of a tango. We're usually, it's small quarters around here, so it's usually kind of passing by each other, and you just more of a look and a point, and you kind of know what you're looking for. And we kind of tag team doing the winery hospitality end, as far as doing events and managing it, getting staff set up, and making it run smoothly.
Wine culture in Minnesota definitely is growing. We see it all the time out here. When we opened up 6 years ago, we could not make wine sweet and red enough to sell. And over the last few years, you definitely see people's wine knowledge branching out, and the willingness to actually try is there now.
I'd say Hinterland Winery is a great family place, family run, down to when we hire our staff, we make sure they are ready to work together and have a friendly, smiling face. We love having great food, great wine, and bringing in some local brews, and we always are trying new cocktails out just to put a new face on, get more people coming, and being able to enjoy something that they wouldn't normally make at home. Having a new scenery, we get a lot of people coming from out of state with their relatives that just want to come show it off, which is really fun. The latest thing we always kind of say, you step into wine country, you come from the middle of nowhere, driving on a gravel road, and then you step into, wow, are we in California now?
Growing up in this area, it's a little more closed off, and you don't get to experience as many things if you do not travel regularly, and this definitely forces you to travel, forces you to talk with people that you may not normally talk with, gets you out and kind of lets you see the world, just because you're looking at how someone else does it, and there's no one else around here that's doing what we do.
This program on Pioneer Public Television is funded by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund with money from the vote of the people of Minnesota on November 4th, 2008. Additional support provided by Mark and Margaret Yakel-Julien in honor of Shalom Hill Farm, a nonprofit rural education retreat center in a beautiful prairie setting near Windham in southwestern Minnesota. ShalomHillFarm.org. The Arrowwood Resort and Conference Center, your ideal choice for Minnesota resorts, offering luxury townhomes, 18 holes of golf, Darling Reflections Spa, Big Splash Water Park, and much more. Alexandria, Minnesota. Explore hundreds of lakes, trails, and attractions for a great vacation or a place to hold an event. ExploreAlex.com. Tri-State Brain and Spine Institute, with locations in Alexandria, Edina, Crookston, and Maple Grove. Doctors dedicated to evaluating and treating all types of brain and spine problems, no matter how complex.